1 Samuel 11. Here is Saul coming home from work tired in the evening with his cattle. Very mundane situation he must have been in many times in his daily life, and the call of God comes to him to go and rescue Jabesh Gilead. Just as earlier he'd been out looking for lost cattle, and suddenly the call of God comes to him to be the king of Israel. The call of God comes in the midst of daily life. You think of the disciples, they were just throwing the nets into the sea, and Jesus says, I want you, don't let them fall, come. Others mending their nets, just in the midst of something they've been doing all the time in their lives, I'm calling you. And so Gideon, for example, was threshing grain. And the angel comes and says, hey, you mighty man of valor, you're called to something far greater than this. And so many examples of this. You've got Amos, he was another example. He says, I was leading the flocks. I was a herdsman when I was called. All the time you see this, that in the midst of the most mundane, God calls you. This then is the art of spiritual life, to be open to that call. God is not the God of dramatics, that somebody just has to do one or two dramatic things in their lives and that's good. No, God is the God of small things. And he is the God who is deeply enmeshed and involved in the business of daily life. He is not a God who is far off. He is not a God who just is occasionally interested in you and wants your occasional commitment to him. God is mindful of his covenant with us all the time, David says. He is intensely involved with us, moment by moment, and that is what he wants from you. Book of Proverbs, my son, give me your heart. It is the daily, day by day, moment by moment life that is where God wants to meet you and where God wants to be and where he, in fact, already is.